Hi ladies, welcome back to Let's Play. Today we're going to be doing card 11 in the series. As you can see, it's a nice fun colourful one. I'm not really into bright colours, so I've gone with black and red. And we are going to be doing texture paste and some embossing powders. I hope you enjoy this one. If you can have a look nice and close. I've added a little bit of splatter and some embossed elements. Alright, what we're going to do is I want you to see your card this time. So we are going to be using one of your plain cards. I'm going to use the heart because the quotes that I have used were lovey-dovey quotes. So I'm going to be playing with my Jack of Hearts. Alright, first thing we are going to do is we're going to just prepare our card. So just using a sanding block. I just want you to go over it slightly. Just in the middle. Keep those edges nice and clean because you are going to see them on your card. Next thing we are going to do is we are going to emboss, but we are going to emboss with stencils. When we emboss with texture paste, I don't want you to use stencils like this because you don't really get the full effect of your stencils. So rather try and go with a pattern that's more hollow as such. So either this one or that one. I have used the star one, and if you have a look, you can actually see a lot of the embossing with the star. Another option I have used just to have a sample, I've done a whole lot of other colors, and you can have a look how cute that comes out. So at least you can see a lot more of the embossing powder as such. Alright, so these are all Celebrate stencils, by the way. Okay, so we are going to start by firstly priming our card. Reason being, otherwise the embossing stuff doesn't stick quite as well. Alright, I'm just using gesso. Just a very light, not too much. We're just going to coat it lightly. The reason being is if you have a look here, you don't want to have the jack or king sticking out. You want it to be white underneath your embossing. Alright, so there we go. Just giving it a quick coat of white. Remember, we're going diagonally across your card. And I'm just going to quickly dry that so that we can work on top of that. Okay, I'm going to be applying texture paste and we're going to do embossing powders on top of our texture paste. Embossing powders are really, everybody's got some in their stash and you can generally find them at CNA, PNA, and generally in there, like hidden at the back of the shelf section. I love embossing powders because you get so many different colors. It really is a versatile element to add to your layouts. Alright, so now we've got our background as such. We are going to take our stencil and I'm just going to apply a piece of texture paste over the stencil in the middle of my card. Alright, so nice and thick. I want you to apply your paste. Okay, you still want to see your stars underneath it. So remember, we're not going over our jacks. So there we go. That is our, I'll just get this out the way. There is our card. I can show you in the light. Look how cool that looks. Alright, so now what we're going to do is while this is wet, you are going to take your embossing powders. As I say, you get millions of embossing powders. The latest ones are the Nouveau ones. And I know you get beautiful Prima ones, you get Dina Wakley ones, you get all some Holtz ones. Personally, I love the Nouveau embossing powders, especially the one that's got the glitter in. They are really precise. I've used them over here. You can see it's already got that beautiful shimmer in it. It's stunning. And then these I dug out of my stash. It's just normal red and silver embossing powders. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with a little bit of red. I'm going to be drawing lines on my, almost like a sunburst. So I'm going to sprinkle my red. Tap it in the opposite direction so that we've got a strip of red. Okay, so once we're finished with that, I'm just going to tap that back into the container. I am then going to go with the black, and I'm going to draw almost the black onto the card. Again, tapping away from it, and I'm just, it has got a spout to do it in, but I'm just doing it this way, it's quicker. All right, and then again, I'm going to go with my red. Oh, shoot, okay, that wasn't meant to happen. Okay, and away from it. So there's my red again. Okay, work slowly. And the last one is going to be a little bit more of the black. And we can just tap that off. Okay, you can see the black has now been overtaken by the red. I'm just going to, there we go. I'm going to just leave a little bit more black on there to melt. Okay, so we can just tap that off again and put it back in its container. All right, I'm just going to heat set that. What you will see is when you heat set the embossing powder, the texture paste underneath actually bubbles. It starts looking like, what do you call it, puff paint. And your card is going to buckle. Don't worry, you'll unbuckle it later. Okay, so it takes a little while, but you'll see it will start bubbling. So if you have a look there, see it starts changing color and it starts bubbling. Hope you can see what I'm doing there, which is quite nice. So different embossing powders give you different ways of, well, sorry, let me try that again. Different embossing powders look different when you heat set them. So if you have a look here, the Nouveau one is really beautiful. It's coming out nice and black and shiny. You can have a look there. And the red one is just coming out red, basically, because it has just got a matte finish. So there's nothing glittery or sparkly about it. The black Nouveau one has got a little bit of glitter in it. So it has come out a little bit more sparkly. So if you have a look, it almost looks like puff paint by the time that you're done. You can see there, I hope you can see. Get a little bit closer. Alright, so I think that's pretty much done. Not as dark as my previous one, but that is what we are looking for. What I have done as well is I've just taken a little bit of silver embossing powder, and I have just sprinkled a light coating of silver just over it. You'll see it goes into the creases, which you don't really want, so just tap that off just lightly. You still want to have some of the silver. It just adds a little bit of shimmer to your card, and we're going to give it one last quick little heat set, so you can see there now how the beautiful silver is coming through. So it makes the red a little bit shiny as well, which is quite nice. Okay, don't burn your fingers, use a tweezer, don't be like me. You know me, I take all the shortcuts. Alrighty, so there is your beautiful embossing texture paste. Alright, next thing we're going to do is we are going to emboss a chipboard element. So this is just your basic chipboard element. What I have done is I have used these birdie packs from D'Art. They do these awesome little chipboard packets with lots of different elements in, labeled birds, swirls, whatever you want. I'm just going to use one of those. So using my craft sheet so I don't make a mess, just getting rid of the red quickly, I'm using Versamark watermark stamp pad on mine, and I'm going to literally squash this onto my chipboard so that I make sure I'm covering the entire thing. I am then taking my silver, you'll see, and I am covering it. Don't be shy about covering it, because you just pour the stuff back into your little bottle when you're done. Okay, so normally, as I say, use a tweezer. Don't be like me, I'm just being lazy. And we are going to heat set that. This one now is just a plain, straightforward embossing, so you can see how the color changes. Embossing is literally just melting these little plastic flakes and it resets it again. Okay, so there we go. Here's a little birdie. And okie dokes. There is our beautiful embossed bird, which we are then going to add to the top of our card. However, if you have a look at the little birdie, he's not so silver. I have added some black splashes. So what I have done is I have taken black gesso. You can just use normal black paint, of course. Don't have to have gesso. And I have put a little bit on my craft sheet and I have sprayed water. Just mix it up that you have a nice watery substance. Okay, and what we're going to do, I'm going to just quickly take that off screen quickly. I'm just going to work in a box because this makes a big mess when you splatter. Okay, and I've actually used my gesso container. I've just put it next to it and I am tapping. I hope it works. It worked really nice earlier on. Okay, this one's just giving us, earlier on it gave me nice splashes from underneath, which it's not doing now. Of course not. Okay, well, this one's going to have the splatty version, okay. The other one came out more like straight splats. This one doesn't want to work so well. Oh goodness. Okay, but anyway, that is what I did, although it doesn't look like it. That gave me the previous one that I'd done. Maybe practice a little bit and then try and get that straight splatter as opposed to the dots. You can get the dots if you want to, but yeah, this is the two different versions. So this is the straight one and that's the splatty one. All right, this one I'm just going to just quickly try and heat set it a little bit, not too much. All right, and then what we're going to do is literally this is now going to get adhered to our card. I'm just using Tombow. It might actually be better to use your hot glue gun. It does set a lot faster. So I'm going to put that on my card like so. And again, I have used, if you have a look, this little quote. As I mentioned to you, I keep bags and bags of all my leftovers, all my quotes, all my goodies, anything that's left over, I keep them. So I did find these old things, stick sheets that don't even stick anymore, and I decided to use that on the card. All right, you'll see here this is not sticking quite as well as I had hoped. I will put it on with heat gun just now, but I just want to show you. All right, we're going to not do that with dirty fingers. Oh my goodness, I'm making a mess today. And I am going to staple that onto my card. Okay, mine is still quite wet. I'm going to just let this dry and unfold so it goes flat again. And then I'm going to restick this with a hot glue gun. And then the last thing that I have done is I have literally just gone with a little pen around the outlines just to give me a little bit of an edge. All right, guys, I think that is it. Sorry the video was so messy. You can check my hands. I thought it was going to be a clean video today for you, not like last week's messy card as well. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see your creations. Please remember, don't post your finished cards under the video. Post them under the Facebook Scrap and Sell Across South Africa post that says card number 11. And I cannot wait to see what you girls come up with. Thanks, girls. Bye.